there's not really nothing serious going on, and they help him with whatever it is that he needs help in. Louisa, just for you, actually went and put on a nude color lip gloss today because I know you was checking out my lipstick yesterday. So here's another one for you. I think every time when I do a Periscope now, I'm going to put on a different color lipstick just for Louisa Otero. So this is my third day doing Periscope. I was actually challenged by the beautiful, wonderful, amazing Ashlyn Ray to do 30 days of Periscope and talking about what I love to talk about, coaching and speaking and all that stuff. So pretty much this is a challenge. So this is my third day of the 30 days. I hope that you're proud of me, Ashlyn, because I'm over here trying to do this Periscope. So I guess I'll get into it. It's already 5 minutes into Periscope. She can't get in. Can't seem to get in. Is it? I don't know. Someone's asking me to get in Periscope. I don't know if they uploaded it to their phone. Thank you, Louisa. Yeah, Ashlyn pushes me every day to do something different and step outside the box. Tell her to if she has her to download it on her phone. I'm asking her that now. All this stuff comes up when I type in your name on Periscope. Try. Yeah, so I just told her that a little while ago. I don't know. I'm the only Dhylles Davis on Periscope. I don't know. We'll see. Exactly. That's what I said, Ashton. Hi, GMAT. Anyway, I'll get started. So, how to overcome guilt and the steps to no longer feel guilty about mistakes and regrets and bad decisions you've made. So for me, I was guilty about believing it was my fault that bad things happened to me when I was growing up, and I beat myself up about a lot about it for a very long time. Hi, Tawana. Hi, the spy. Okay. I was guilty about sleeping around because I thought that was love, and I truly didn't know any better. So that happened. I was guilty about saying no when I had the rights to say yes. When I didn't want to do something, I still said yes anyway, and I felt guilty about it. I felt guilty about about disappointing others in my life. When I chose to live my life the way I chose to live it, did it my way, like Frank Sinatra says. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate it. I was feeling guilty about not saying goodbye to my brother, who died at the age of 19 years old. 20 years old when I was 19. I felt bad about that, felt guilty about that. And this is a big one for me. I was guilty for not saying yes to opportunities that came my way due to fear and doubt. And the last one was I was feeling guilty for taking so long to be true to myself and not realizing that the process of being true to yourself has its work, its challenges, and it's going to happen for the rest of your life. So I know a lot of you guys can relate on guilt of just being guilty about certain things that took place in your life, mistakes, regrets. Yes, I have arrived. Ting. So I have arrived. So pretty much, I know you're so funny. I love Louisa. I know that we all have guilt about various things that's taken place in our lives, and sometimes it stays with us and we live with it, we eat with it, we sleep with it, we do everything with the guilt all day, every day, to the point where we're not sleeping good at night. And that used to be me. I used to toss and turn and think about that specific thing or things, because there's so many different things. So share this scope, guys. Yes, please share this scope, guys. It's very important. So I had to literally stop the guilt process, because it was something that started to become a comfortable way of living for me, where it was part of my daily life, just being guilty about anything and everything. And when that happens, you don't think clearly, and that's what your whole life is based on, is guilt and lies and fear and everything else that comes with being negative. So what I did was I had to realize that not everything was my fault. Being abused is not my fault. my mom having bad relationships, and me using that as an example, and me going to having bad relationships is not my fault. It's something that I had to learn. Okay, well, you know what? You have a choice, either this or that. Hey, girl, you could either do this or you could do that way. Hey, Farrah, how are you? So I had to take control of that situation. So I had to realize that everything was not my fault. That has happened to me in my life, and certain things are out of my control. And I had to learn to practice not using those things as a crutch. So we use guilt as a crutch to get what we want, or whatever the case may be. Hello, Farrah. So no longer using it as a crutch. I had to realize and accept that my past was my past. So your past is your past. It's not your present. It's not your future. And you need to stay focused on the now and the future, because there's nothing you can do about the past. The beauty of life is that every single day is an opportunity for a new beginning, new opportunities, everything. So you focus on that. The guilt, like I said, I felt guilty about sleeping around, but there's nothing that I could have done about it. It happens, it happened. So now in my present, I have a husband that's amazing. It's a stable way of me of living and being. I'm finally stable in my life, and he's the only person that I'm sleeping with, so that makes me happy. You know what I mean? So I can't focus on Joe Schmo or Tommy or whoever the hell I've been with when I'm with this wonderful, amazing man. Guilt is a horrible emotion. Exactly. Love, stability. Exactly. And I'm full of content now. If I stayed in that guilty mind frame, then I'm not able to allow my husband to love me the way he does. I wouldn't be able to receive and feel with all the emotions, my heart, my soul, my spirit, the love that he's giving me. And, love is such an amazing gift. It's an amazing thing that I want everyone to experience it in such a way. But if you're full of guilt, you won't be able to experience it, because all you're going to feel is emptiness and unfulfillment. And it's crazy. I think sometimes we don't know that it's stable because we are so used to being treated badly. This is true, Ashlyn. This is very true. But at one point in your life where you're going to say to yourself, you know what? When am I going to be tired of allowing myself to be treated this way? You have to ask yourself those questions. And I had to ask myself my question. When am I going to continue allowing the guilt to take control of my life? So that's the question I have to ask myself. Hence, it's not familiar. This is true. And so there's been someone in our lives that we were not able to say goodbye to. And yes, that is hard to handle. Love is a strange thing when it is trouble. This is true. I like that girl by 541. Girl by. So, there has been someone in our lives we were not able to say goodbye to. And yes, that is hard to handle. But I had to stop and think that the universe set it up in such a way. Like, I felt guilty that I wasn't able to say goodbye to my brother. What happened was he was in the bathroom taking a shower. Hi, Angie. He was in the bathroom taking a shower, and my family was rushing me to get into the car to drive from Massachusetts back to New York City, because I had to get on a plane to go back to Belize to go to high school, because I went to high school in Belize. So 2 days later, my father calls me and from Massachusetts when I was in Belize to tell me that my brother has been shot. And I was like, okay, well, is he okay? Because when you hear somebody shot, you don't really think death or anything like that. Well, for me anyway, when I was 19. And he goes, no, I need for you to sit down. And I'm like, is he okay? Is he okay? And as soon as he told me, your brother's been shot and he died, I screamed, because I just had a flashback of us spending time together when we were little and just laughing and joking around. And the fact that I was just with him 2 days ago, 2 days before that. And the fact that my niece was a year old didn't help the situation. And his girlfriend at the time was pregnant with his second daughter. Didn't help the situation either. So thank you. So for me, it was hard for me to deal with the fact that I'm not going to see my brother again. I'm not going to hold his hand. I'm not going to hug him. We couldn't laugh together no more. And my heart broke for my nieces, because they're now 19 and 21. So when they were graduating from school, he wasn't there. When they getting married and having kids, he's not going to be there. So that guilt set in me so much, and I spent a whole year mourning his death. So that taught me to express love and appreciation for everyone that's around me that I love and I care about on a daily basis. I don't care who it is, because people need to know that you love them and you care about them. That small inkling of an acknowledgement, the gratitude, yes, exactly, goes a long way. So that's my little spiel for the day about feeling guilty about losing a loved one. Instead of having that guilt take control over you, if that person's in your life, even if you're not in a great relationship with them and stuff like that, pick up the phone and just be like, you know what, I love you. And if they accept it, fine. If they don't, fine, but you did your part, and let go of that guilt. It's so true. You can't replace them. But Louisa, you know what I'm talking about, because Louisa experienced that herself. And she experienced it like crazy. Lost my dad to cancer. I am so sorry to hear that you lost your dad to cancer. Yeah, you miss him. I miss my brother every day. I miss my grandfather every day. I had a best friend that died at 39 years old. She had leukemia. Thank you, Yoli. She had leukemia at 39 years old, and I watched her deteriorate for 7 months straight. She went from 175 pounds to 126 pounds in 7 months. But I made sure I went to the hospital to see her. I spent time with her. I told her how much I loved her. You know, she was my soul sister, and, you know, I always honor her that way. Yep, my brother, two sisters, mom, dad, girl, you know, yep, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I don't allow that anymore, that guilt to take over my life, because I know he's in a better place, just like my grandfather. I know they're in a better place, and they're watching over us, like Yolanda said. They're my guardian angels. Absolutely. So, and sometimes you have to realize and understand that life is designed a specific kind of way. Maybe you weren't able to handle that death emotionally, so that's why you couldn't be there, or the situation was just what it was. So the other step I would say is do your best and not feeling guilty about putting yourself first. You are priority and not last in your life. You have to show people how to treat you and how you're treating yourself, regardless of how they feel. It's their issue and not yours. I had to learn to stop being a people pleaser and put myself first. I was so guilty, like, oh my God, I can't be there for this one. Oh my God, I can't be there for that one. That, you know, oh my God, what am I doing? But I had to learn to oh yeah, especially men. Especially men, you're absolutely right. You know, because when I was younger dating, and a guy would be like, well, what are you doing? It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, nothing. Okay, get dressed and come over. And I would hurry up and run over there instead of saying, you know what the hell am I doing? Like, why should I feel guilty about saying no to him, not going to his house? I know what he's looking for. And I have to respect myself more. I'm not a booty call. I'm pretty much a woman that needs to be a wife and put first. And yes, exactly, I was making myself too available, so I was feeling the guilt. And it's like, you know how they'll say, oh, if you love me, you will do this. Yep, that's right. So that was me at that time. So I had to learn how to put myself first, even with family members. Now they're like, oh, you're not the same Dhylles that I know. And I'm like, okay, well, for me, I can't feel guilty and get trapped into that emotional manipulation of you trying to guilt trip me into being the person I was, as opposed to accepting and embracing the person that I am today. So I had to learn to stop feeling guilty about that. And yes, opportunities come and go, and some are staring you right in the face, but you're not ready for them, and that's okay. But don't allow the guilt of missing that opportunity to control your passion, your dreams, your goals, everything, because guess what? You can create your opportunities. You can create possibilities for yourself. And another opportunity is right around the corner. It might take some time, but you'll learn from that experience of saying no to that opportunity. So don't feel guilty about opportunities that may have passed you by that you said no to. Also, what else did I want to say before I ended this? Because it's Friday night, you people probably want to go and have a drink, because I know I do. You've become an empowered woman. Thank you so much, Yoli. It took me a while, but I'm here. Like Louisa said, I've arrived. Yay. Guilt is an emotion that folks don't even realize they have become. This is so true. That was me. And you know what? For me, it was pretty much learned behavior on my part, because I was so conditioned growing up. Everyone's like, oh, you need to do this for this one. You need to do that for that one. You need to be here. You need to be there. Nobody told me that, you know what, Dhylles, you can make up your mind for yourself, and you can say no about what you don't want to do, about how you feel. You could say it. It's learned behavior. It does suck big time because people will use that to their advantage in any situation and guilt trip you into doing things that you know